Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's press conference. The Bulldogs close out their home season on Saturday at 2 o'clock against Virginia Lynchburg. It is senior day. Here to talk about the Bulldogs, head coach Brent Thompson.
Thank you, John. Thoughts on Saturday is we came out, and I thought we came out ready to play. We had a really good first possession there. We had a really good stop on defense. We were able to come out and get the lead on them. And at that moment, I thought that this was going to be a good day for us, and we really did. I thought we played extremely well. We threw the ball well offensively. We ran it fairly well against a really good defense. And in the first half, we stopped the run game, which was going to be crucial and important for us, and we actually ended up getting one turnover there. So we had an opportunity to put some points on just before the end of the first half right there. That was a little bit critical. And then the two turnovers, one being in their red zone and then one being in our own red zone, those were two critical turnovers for us that ended up probably getting us. That was the 10 points that they got off of us. So other than that, we played really well in the second half. I thought we were able to battle back and hang in there as long as we could. Defensively, they just wore us down a little bit, and Lim ended up getting about 30 touches for a little bit over 100-something yards. But for the most part, we shut them down all we could in the first half, and they just leaned on us a little bit in the second half there. Very good football team. They've got a really good chance in the playoffs. I think that, once again, it's a very strong conference, and that we've got 3 to 4 of those teams, depending on the last 2 weeks, how they sort out who can really make the conference championship and the tournament there. So this week will be an interesting week. Virginia Lynchburg, not really sure. Other than the film that we've watched, I don't know anything about them. We've just been trying to dig deep and talk to as many coaches. They've played a few teams in the state. They played South Carolina State. Played North Carolina Central, so they played quite a few FCS teams. We're just going to try to figure out exactly what what they're going to do when they come down here. What are they going to look like? What are they going to play offensively and defensively? I was trying to gather that right now through film. And then, of course, we're looking at the last game of the year against VMI for the Shako, and that'll always keep us motivated going through this week as well. And having senior day, as John mentioned, will be motivating for our guys too. Peyton played well. I thought he threw the ball extremely well, took care of the ball. We had the one turnover in the red zone there. Probably my fault more than his. I knew that we had to take some chances in the passing game, and we were throwing about every single play action that we possibly could at Chattanooga because they were stacking the box on us pretty good. And if I had one call to take back, that would probably be the one. I thought I had it set up. They played a different coverage on us, and that was more my fault than his. Questions?
Are these kind of, especially this week, but the last 2 weeks, is that more about what you guys are doing and how you want guys to, to improve and quote-unquote guys playing for jobs next year? Is that what these
last 2 weeks will be mostly about sending the seniors out the right way. We've got, and I spoke last night to the players about some of our fifth years that have been with the program for 5 and 6 years that are playing their last 2 games here, especially the Shako game. And then, of course, the senior game here. And that was the number one thing is guys that have been loyal to the program for the last 5 or 6 years. Guys that have, Marquise Blunt, Chris Beverly, Destin Mack, those guys have had opportunities to go play someplace else. But they remain loyal to the program and have done a really good job this year. And had a really nice year. I think we're playing well on defense. Unfortunately, the season didn't go the way we wanted to go, but we would like to send them out the right way. Offensively, tying onto that there, offensively, it'll be a little bit more about just developing some of those guys. Our wide receiver position is really young right now. Our fullback position, he's got some younger guys to it right now. We actually played the most of the game with a freshman left guard. So we do have some of those more on the offensive side than anything else.
Kind of 2 things. One, kind of how do y'all see this week as maybe a rebound game? And then 2, how do you make sure the guys don't overlook this one getting ready for VMI?
Yeah, that's a very valid point, Summer, is we've got to make sure that we get those guys dialed in. We don't want to look ahead past anybody at this point because look at our record. We've got 2 wins. Anybody can show up and beat anybody, and that's kind of the mentality that we always take going in to playing teams like Chattanooga or Sanford ranked teams like that. So we've always got to keep that in mind. We've always been on the back end of these. We want to make sure that we continue to focus, and right now we are just focusing on us. Base offense, base defense, making sure that we can adjust to anything that they give us because we're not really sure, like I said, when they show up what they're going to do.
kind of a two-part question. When did you know Peyton was going to start last Saturday, and any thought of going with Grayson or a younger guy just to kind of give him some reps in this game?
I think we will have some of those thoughts. Since it is more of a base game plan package going into this week. Is I think any one of our quarterbacks can play this week, and that will be the goal, is to have all three ready and prepared. Last week was different. Last week there was a few things that I knew that we had to do, and I was going to gear the game plan based on the offensive line, and then make it back for the quarterback. The one thing that we decided that we were going to do was have him to throw the ball a little bit more. And we thought Peyton gave us the best chance to be able to stand back there and throw it, and which he did. I thought he threw it extremely well. He held on to it a little bit long at times, but I wish he would have gotten rid of a couple of those. But other than that, he put it in good spots, and we had a couple throwing touchdowns, which was nice to see. So last week it was probably by the end of Tuesday, we had a pretty good idea that Peyton was going to be the starter. He was feeling good, which was good, and I thought he played probably his best day since probably East Tennessee out there. He ran well. He ran with some authority, and probably because he felt the most healthy of having 2 weeks off.
Did you call Buddy Pugh? I mean, did you call those people up?
I'm going to call Buddy. I was
Yeah.
just sitting here thinking about that when I was talking to you guys. Once again, just to find out what it's going to be like when they get here, being that Buddy has played them, and they've got a pretty good idea of what they showed up on defensively, offensively. Just give me any insight that possibly could help me out.
Looks like this tropical storm might be in effect. How does that affect y'all's game plan at all?
You know, I just saw it today really for the first time this morning. I just looked at the app. It looks like it'll be cleared out of here by Saturday, hopefully. So hopefully we won't have anything that'll interfere with the game itself. But if it's bad weather, we can certainly adjust and adapt to it just based upon some of the base stuff that we do offensively, like running the ball.
In years past, it seems like y'all gone out winning the last 2 or 3 games. How big are these next two, kind of building momentum going into next year?
Yeah, we have. It's been, even in our down years during COVID in the spring there, we were able to win our last 2. Last year, of course, having the last 2 was nice to get a little bit of momentum going into that. Once again, it's about trying to send it out the right way and finish it the right way. And we've always been able to rally, which has been kind of nice. Unfortunately, it's been a little bit too little, too late at times. But at this point, we're just trying to sell out and win as many games as we could, which is exactly what we did last week, offensively and defensively. And we were just that close. We were 10 points shy of beating a very good team. And as I said, those 10 points were probably more the 2 turnovers that really hurt us.
Peyton said after the game that he thought he left some points on the field there. What was your impression looking back on the field? Were you guys pretty close?
Yeah, certainly the one turnover going in, that was at least 3 points, and we were in field goal range at that point. We missed the field goal. That was another set of 3 points there. And then the other one, we were moving in momentum, and that was the one that I took the blame for right there was the play action call, the one that was we had just crossed the 40-yard line. So we were kind of getting in. So we had those opportunities in the red zone once again where we were trying to be aggressive, we were trying to go for it, and we were trying to play to win at that point, so to speak. And unfortunately, we couldn't hit the field goal. We turned it over in a bad situation, and then they went down and scored. And then the play action was the one.
Kind of going off that, I know 14 points, I think, in the fourth quarter. Who are some of the guys, maybe, or kind of what was said second half of this team, kind of who was taking leadership, kind of what are they saying to the other guys?
We started on defense because we were playing really well on defense at the half, and, we were moving the football offensively. We just weren't scoring enough points. We only punted 3 times on the day, which was nice. But I thought the defensive guys, the Destin Max, the Chris Beverly, those guys stepped up because they felt good momentum. Right? We turned it over. Braden had the fumble at the 10, 15-yard line right there. We held them to 3 points. That was big momentum for us. I thought at that point we were going to win that game based upon the way that we were playing. That's a tough stop, and we were moving the ball enough offensively where I thought we could be able to take a lead at some point. And that's probably what we needed right there, was just to at least I go back and forth on that 4th down call where we did end up trying to kick the field goal just before the half right there. I called timeout quickly to give us some time in case I wanted to go for it on 4th down right there. It was just a little bit outside of the range. It was around 4 to 5 yards. Against a very good defense like that, I thought we had to throw it. We ended up going for him a little bit later on in the game because we wanted to be aggressive down there and go for 7 instead of 3. but I didn't feel great about the call, and our defense was playing well at the time. So I thought that the 3 points there was going to help us out more than anything else. But 2 cracks at it and couldn't get it in there, unfortunately. All right. Thank you, guys.